This Mobile Geeks video is powered by ASUS.
Hey, I'm Roland with Mobile Geeks right here in London actually with Samsung, and we're taking a quick look at the Galaxy Note 5. The Galaxy Note 5 is their new flagship device for the US and for certain markets in Asia. It's sadly not coming out in Europe as far as I know, and Samsung is telling us. They're basing this decision on market research, which has told them that the Edge devices will probably sell better, so the Edge Plus is coming to Europe. But the Note 5 is not coming to Europe so far. There is 4 different colors. This is a gray model, there's another darker gray model, or this is actually the silver version I think. There's a gold one and a white one, and as you can see this doesn't have the bent corners that you've seen on the S6 Edge Plus. Let me just get this out of the case so we can get back to that later. We're still talking about a 5.7-inch screen that has a 2560 by 4040 pixel resolution. It's a Super AMOLED panel that has very nice viewing angles and decent color reproduction. As far as I can see, they've kind of gotten rid of that color tilt that used to give this device a green tint when you turn it to the side. Well, it's still there, but it's gotten it's almost no longer there in this case. 5.7 inches, super slim bezels. As you can see, we are talking about, maybe 1.5 millimeters on here. And this is a decision that Samsung has made to actually make this device easier to hold, and it actually is smaller or less wide than a bunch of 5.5-inch devices. We'll check that out later when I compare this to the iPhone 6 Plus. At the bottom, you still get the typical home button in the form of a hardware button. There is the fingerprint sensor in there. This is your back button, hardware-wise capacitive touch buttons, and the menu button over here on the side. Technically, it's pretty much the same as the S6 and the S6 Edge, so we're talking about a 5-megapixel front-facing camera plus a 16-megapixel rear camera with optical image stabilization plus an LED flash and your heart rate sensor in here. The whole thing is now built out of aluminum and metal. It's actually a mix of both materials that is supposed to be a couple of times stronger than all the other metal frames that are out there right now. Under the hood you get 4 gigs of LPDDR4 RAM, 32 or 64 gigs of flash storage. There is no 128 gigabyte model in this case, and the whole thing is just 7.5 millimeters thick, and it feels very light at just 153 or 150 something grams in this case. What else have I not told you about? There is wireless charging integrated right here, so they're supporting Qi and the other charging standard. I think it's Reasons or something, and they've also incorporated a new proprietary charging standard that's using a more powerful charging base that should push this device to full charge within 120 minutes, and it's got a 3000 milliamp hour battery just like on the Galaxy S6 Edge. So this has just been a very quick look at Samsung Galaxy S6, and let's just Note 5 in this case, and let's just take a quick tour around. We have the power button over here on the right, then you get this bent corners on the back in this case, which makes it really nice to hold. It really feels very comfortable, and I'm really sad this isn't coming to Europe from the first day. We've got volume markers over here. They're wobbling a little bit, but they feel definitely not flimsy at all. We have a SIM card slot up top, and I don't think there is a micro SD card slot in here. At least I haven't seen it on the spec sheet, and I don't think there is one. So this is another sad thing for some Galaxy Note fans, because you can't extend the storage. You also get your noise cancelling mic right there. If you move over to the bottom, that's the place where the new S Pen goes. The S Pen has been a bit redesigned, so it clicks in at the top. You can actually press buttons right here, but actually there's nothing really happening in this case. I guess it's just for the removal. There is no motor on here, so if I just push it in here, some people have been saying before the launch that this would have a motor. It doesn't. You can just pull it out like this, and then it launches the typical note-taking apps. We have a mono speaker and a single micro USB 2.0 port down here, so there's no USB Type-C on here. Samsung is still taking some more time till they they adopt that new standard. This is your 3.5mm headset jack, and that is pretty much it. There is one new item that has been added to the accessory menu by Samsung, and if you take a look at this cover, I'm just going to pop this on here, and now we got the cover on, and look at this. This is actually a hardware keyboard. So you can just put this on here. It recognizes automatically that you are using the hardware keyboard. It reduces the screen size and makes this whole thing look kind of like a BlackBerry Passport actually. So now you can start typing messages and everything else with the on-screen keyboard, which is definitely a nice feature. It basically just passes on the information, or when you press a button, it just recognizes the touch on the screen itself. There's some text file on the back of this cover that just passes on the button presses to the screen, which then recognizes it and reproduces it in the apps that you're using. The whole thing, I don't know anything about the retail pricing of the device itself or the add-on keyboard, but it's definitely a nice feature for people who like their hardware keyboards. So this has just been a very quick look at the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 right here.